Hey everybody, Invisiblekatana here, doing my final unboxing of the year for Lootcrate. I'm just gonna count this as the December crate. Like I realized in my last couple that I uploaded, I was like, even though they came late, I just did them as the month uploads. Like at this point, it doesn't matter the month that they were supposed to come out. At this point, it's the December crate. Like that's just what it is now. So gonna get into it. I actually got like a shipping thing today saying that I'm gonna get another one like in January. So I should be coming up on. Actually, I should probably have like 3 or 4 more since everything's been so late. So I think they were technically like 2 or 3 months behind. So I should have a few more going into the new year. But this is like my final. Normally I do like the full year subscription. I highly doubt I will be doing that again unless even if I got a ton of money, I wouldn't bother doing it. Like I might still get crates going forward, but we'll have to kind of wait and see about that. But for now, we'll go through and see what we got. Get these out of here. And we'll start off with our shirt, as always. The shirt feels huge, but it says it's just a large. And it is a big Hydra, I don't know why, it's green, but it's a Marvel Hydra shirt. And I kind of like, at the bottom it's redacted, so it says specifically, located at blank 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 PM. So it doesn't even have the time, stay hydrated, hydrated. That's a good one, I like that. Yeah, the annual picnic 2019 and sports day for Hydra. It's super weird that it's green. That is the part that just confuses me 100%. I don't know why it's green, but I still think it's a decent design. It's a very thick feeling shirt too. Like it feels kind of heavy, so that's good for winter months. If you decide to go the t-shirt route in the winter, like I do. So, decent shirt. It's very, like I said, the weirdest thing is the fact that it's a full green shirt. Like, even if the shirt was green and the symbol was red or something like that. So, it's weird that it's like green and a different shade of green. Or, yeah, it's green. It's weird. But it's fine. It's a decent shirt. Then we have you have a little kid robot South Park deal. The little thing where you can get whatever random figure is in here. Buttface Kenny would be absolutely amazing, but we'll see how that plays out. We'll see if the odds are ever in my favor. So this is probably like one of the easiest items they could ever throw in, is just grab an item and it's like a little blind box deal. They're so-so. You know, they're alright, but especially if you're not big on the franchise. Like, I like South Park, so I'm fine with it. But like, we've had some where it was like we did Futurama. Futurama's like the only one I can actually remember at this point. I totally ripped that wrong. I don't think I brought my kunai over here to actually do it. I'm gonna bite it. Oh man, how fortunate of me. I got Buttface Kenny. That's exactly what I wanted. So that, you know, of course that makes me happy. I love that this is actually string. It feels so weird. Like you can actually pull this and everything else is just plastic. You can move his hands. Yeah, you can move his hands. You can even pop his hands off if you want to. Well, there's his feet technically, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I got Buttface Kenny. So that's perfect because that's exactly what I want. I was like, that's the best one for me at least. I'm like, the best one I could possibly get out of this would be Buttface Kenny. So that's great. I'm happy I got that. Super cool. So Buttface Kenny, that's a nice little deal. Once again, it's one of the items where it's like, it's entertaining to get, but it's also just like you can get that anywhere, and they're never like the most entertaining things to me, just because it's like a random little blind box deal. Then we have the pin for this month, which is Squad. I'll assume that's the theme. As I noted in my like last 2 or 3 reviews, I think the last 2 reviews, I had no idea what the freaking theme was because they didn't even bother putting the pamphlet in. So that was interesting because it was like, okay, they stopped doing the booklet thing. They brought that back for a little bit before the full bankruptcy thing. I was like blown away. I was like, oh, they got the booklets. And then it was like, all right, they went back to the pamphlets. I was like, of course they did. And then the last 2 was just like, they just didn't even bother. So I'm surprised that they even have, they just put Squad as the thing. It wasn't even really that inventive when you think about it. But it's just poof. Now you know the theme of the crate. This is actually super cool, and it's mostly because I love this painting in general, but it is the DC superheroes, well, the Justice League specifically, and it's the Great Wave painting, which I actually have as my my shower curtain. I have like a giant Pokemon version where it's a shiny Gyarados versus a regular Gyarados, and it's like the wave behind him and a bunch of Magikarp at the bottom. So I love this solely because I've always loved the wave painting, and this looks cool. I do like the art on it, so that's nice, and I'm pretty sure... I want to say these are the DC Rebirth designs. Yeah, I'm not like super into like the DC. I don't really buy comics because I don't have money like that to be buying every week. But I like watch YouTube videos on them, and these look like the Rebirth versions of the character, so that's pretty cool. And I've always loved like once they went with like the silver stuff for Wonder Woman, I thought it always looked way cooler than the gold. I think I just like silver more, so like I always loved her new design. Like her new 52 design is still my favorite, where she has like it's basically like a full outfit, but it's like the blue sleeves and stuff. That's like the coolest thing ever. I think that's the best outfit that Wonder Woman has ever had. I still think that's like the sweetest thing. So we got like one more thing. Oh man, this is big and cool. We have a G.I. Joe bottle opener. I think I cut myself on the box. Oh no, I didn't. We have a G.I. Joe Cobra, specifically Cobra emblem bottle opener, so that's pretty cool. It's also one of those things where these are, I think I mentioned it in my last review maybe, or the one before that. I hate mugs, but we're getting to that point with the bottle openers because they've done it a million times. So I have this. I have they did it in the God of War specialty crate. You can get a God of War bottle opener. They had I have a Predator bottle opener, which is also from them. Even in one year, I won the mini mega crate. It was not an automatic, but it was an electronic bottle opener, and it's Archer. So when it actually touches both ends of the metal, it'll do like phrases from Archer, which is still awesome. Like that's the best bottle opener. But they do throw in bottle openers every once in a while, and it's more than common enough to be like, we're gonna need something else. And that's the end of the crate. This is a disappointing crate. Then the thing. So no actual pamphlet saying like what it is. And then we have, let's see, it's just, okay, it's just saying that I was curious if it was actually going to say anything special, but you get a squad of robots. You get 4 little bots. So that's actually kind of cool. If you care about that, which I don't, so it doesn't matter. Also, I don't know what it is. I guess because it's snowing today, but my crate's like a little wobbly there. Because of the rain, or because of the snow. But yeah, it's great. I think I like the last one more than this one still. So we had the shirt. Like I said, the shirt is fine. Still weird that it's green, because it's it's Hydra. The whole thing is like, hey, check us out. We're Hydra, and it's always red. So it's weird that they decided to go with that color. They went with green and nothing. Like, if anything, this should be like a Doctor Doom shirt because it's green and it's like, it's the 2 shades of green. That's perfect. And, if it's Doctor Doom, I'd be like, yeah, that's totally perfect. It's a green shirt. It's Doom. The 2 different shades of green. Yeah, Doctor Doom. That totally makes sense. When it's Hydra though, and it's green, I don't really get that. Like, why isn't it red or something? Because I'm pretty sure red is like the actual color, even in the comic books, like not just the movies. I'm pretty sure red is like their normal symbol. It's like a red image, and I think it would just look better in general if it was these 2 colors do go together really well. So I can't say like it looks weird with the 2 colors. These 2 different colors, they do go together fairly well. So I do like it, but it's just weird that it's green to me, at least. It makes me think of AIM, oddly enough, which is yellow, but it just makes me think of AIM for some reason because it's a brighter color. But I do like it, and I like how it's redacted and stuff. If anyone could somehow figure out what that's supposed to say, that would be amazing. But I do find that funny. So that's really interesting. And then after that, that's kind of like nothing. This is a nothing crate. Like, it's legitimately, I mean, technically, it's 4 items. But I always feel like it's technically the size of the item doesn't mean it's a better item, but when 2 out of 4 of the items just fit in the palm of my hand, and both of those items are just things you can buy. Like, I'm sure I could go anywhere and buy this G.I. Joe thing. Let me see. It says Loot Crate on the thing, but it doesn't say Loot Crate exclusive, so it doesn't really mean anything. They just put the symbol on the bottom to say Loot Crate, and so that doesn't really mean anything. Like, it's exclusive because it says Loot Crate on it. That's basically what they've done in the past with some of their books, where it's like, it's exclusive because it's, it's a soft cover version. Like, it's crappier. Actually, probably got one right here somewhere. Yep, here we go. So this right here, this is a Loot Crate exclusive because it's the floppy version. That's a dumb exclusive. And it says Loot Crate. Instead of it being the barcode where you buy it, it just says Loot Crate. That's what makes this exclusive. That's dumb. This is from a really old Loot Crate DX, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of some of the stuff they've done in the past when it comes to like exclusive books and things like that. So it's like, even if it is exclusive, it is like, man, like this is a really good one. Fortunately, it's also for one of my favorite shows. This was like a special edition Loot Crate thing. I scuffed it up on the bottom. I'm still mad about that. I literally dropped it as I was moving it, and that's the only time I've messed it up, and it was just like right on the freaking front. But this I actually got from Loot Vault, and it's like a special edition that they had, and that's actually exclusive. So stuff like that is really cool. But yeah, those two items is just like, meh. You know, like the Kenny thing is cool. I was just fortunate enough to get exactly what I wanted, which is really weird. I feel like that always happens. Every time I get one of the Loot Crate blind box things, it was like this one, the Alien versus Predator one. I got the alien with the big head and stuff, and that's kind of what I wanted just because it was a bigger figure, technically. So every time that happens, I seem to always get the ones that I want, which is fortunate for me, but it's not going to be that way for everybody. And as popular as South Park might be, not everybody cares about it. And even if they do, it's still just the random, you know, Kid Robot blind box figures. Like when they did it for Futurama, I like Futurama, so I was happy with what I got. But it's still just like, I'd rather it be a more exclusive item. Like when they gave us the actual ship and it was like on the little magnet plate, I thought that was cool. I like that item. And I like the Kid Robot stuff, but that's because I like Futurama more. And I was just really fortunate that I happened to get the Butt-Face Kenny one, which is the funniest one. So that's cool. And then, like I said, the bottle opener, and then the print is just, it's a cool looking print, but in all honesty, I could go without prints forever from Loot Crate because I never put them up because they're always small. Like, they're not like giant poster prints. Like, they might look cool, but I'll never put them anywhere because they're like, you know, like a sheet of paper size, and I don't want to have a bunch lined up. That's just my personal opinion. I'm sure there are people that do that, but for me, I never do it, and it's just like, they kind of just sit there. And that's probably one of the cooler ones that we've gotten like that. The Godzilla one, I love the Godzilla one that they have where it's like Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. That's one of my favorite ones that I think we've ever gotten. Like the design on that looks really, really cool. So they can be great, but it's still just like, oh, they're tiny posters for me. So small poster, even though it looks awesome. Then the Kid Robot figure, which clearly isn't exclusive. The G.I. Joe figure, or well, I shouldn't say figure, the G.I. Joe bottle opener, which I have to assume is not going to be an exclusive thing. Even and especially considering it just says Loot Crate, like it's GI Joe, it's a Hasbro thing. You could find this somewhere, and you'd have a GI Joe bottle opener. It looks super cool. I actually do love GI Joe. I love the original GI Joe. But yeah, it's just, you know, it's a bottle opener. Now, like I said, having gotten Loot Crate for, I think this is probably my 4th year or something like that. I've gotten like 4. You get like end up getting like a bottle opener per year, some nerdy bottle opener. Actually, the other one I forgot was the Doom one. We have a Doom one. It's the I forgot what the freaking things. I'm not like super into Doom, so I don't know. But it's like the big eyeball. I want to say it's the Demogorgon, but that also makes me think. I'm just thinking of Stranger Things. But the big one with the eyeball. So I've gotten like 5 freaking things, including this one. We've gotten like 5 different bottle openers in the past couple of years. So I don't need a ton of nerdy bottle openers. I don't need any. I don't even drink beer. So there's that. I really don't need any bottle openers. I never have beer, and I'm not going around being extra fancy, getting like popping glass all the time. So, and those are mostly, you know, twist offs now anyway. So it's just like 2 of the items or whatever. The shirt's cool and the poster's cool, and it just feels like there's nothing in this crate. It feels like 4 items is really small, even though that's the average is, you know, 4 to 5 items. And I still have like a bunch of stuff scattered from the last 2 crates. So I still have like the little Jughead figure and stuff like that, the little plush here. So, you know, it's little stuff, and then the Sunnydale thing, and we got like the poster, the little postcard deals from the Lost Boys, where it's different images and stuff like that. So, you know, we've gotten little stuff, but it just feels so tiny. Like, especially, you know, it's really funny because the box is huge when you really think about it, and it's literally just so they can put the poster in there, because I was like, oh, it's a pretty decent box. But even when I picked it up, I was like, this box is huge, but it feels very light to me. And that's what I thought as soon as I picked it up. I was like, this box feels super light for it to be such a large box, because it's like this big. I already threw it, so I'm not going to bother picking it up again. But it was a really wide box, and it was like, oh, there's really nothing in there. Like, normally if it's a wider box or it's a taller box, you can typically be like, oh, okay, it's like that because there's going to be like the specialty item. And okay, so that's another thing. There's always, you know, I'd say the shirt is the main thing, or, you know, the common thing. Like, the shirt's always really cool, or it's at least a shirt. So it's like you always get the shirt, but there should be at least some specific like cool item that's typically a figure. In this case, we got the Kid Robot stuff. But normally, the shirt is kind of expected to be cool, and then you get like an actual cool item. Regardless of whether or not you end up liking the franchise, there at least should be one really set item. And I don't think I thought of that with the last two that I opened up, and it's probably because the items were at least a little bit better. And this is literally like probably literally 3/4, 75% of the items in this crate, I'm sure I can just buy at random. I wouldn't know because they don't put the pamphlet in, so maybe that poster is exclusive. I have no idea, but I know I don't even have to look it up. I know I can buy that bottle opener anywhere, and obviously the Kid Robot thing. We've seen those. If you go to Hot Topic or whatever, you see a million different versions of those. So obviously that's not Loot Crate exclusive. I have to assume the bottle opener isn't Loot Crate exclusive, and if it is, that's one of the dumbest items they could have put their effort into, to be like, let's make a Loot Crate exclusive, bottle opener. I highly doubt they did that. They were just like, oh, nerdy bottle opener, classic show, boom, G.I. Joe bottle opener. So when literally, I assume, 75% of the items, and since I don't really know about the poster, for sure 50% is just like, oh, I can just randomly get this. And they're really small items, because you could have that. Like we had a few months ago when they did the tiny link, you could totally buy that. You could totally randomly get that anywhere you wanted to. But I was like, oh, I don't have that, and that's a really cool item. Like, you turn his head and his eyes move. That was also one of the things where I could have got any color, and I happened to get blue, which is my favorite. So once again, very fortunate in that regard. But when it's stuff like that, where it's like, oh, you can pick this item up literally anywhere, any random store or online, but it's a cool item, especially if you don't have it, it's like, all right, at least they put effort into being like, that's a pretty sweet item. When you go and it's like, let's get a bottle opener for I feel like it's the millionth time, because now I just have a drawer of like nerdy bottle openers. And then the other item is just the Kid Robot figure. It's like, it just starts to show. And I feel like I have to bring this up. They got $10 million. And I know I say this every time, even though, yes, it's a business. 10 million doesn't really mean 10 million. It's still $10 million. So I don't know what's going on. Like, I felt like the last crate, we have like the Night of the Living Dead stuff. The Deadpool shirt was cool, and then this comes along and it's like, okay, well, you got a cool shirt, and the poster's definitely cool, but also it's just like a flimsy little poster, as they always are from Loot Crate. It would have been cool if it was one of the rolled up posters, so it was actually like a decent size, like a bigger one. That I think would have been great. At first I thought it was gonna be a comic book because I felt the cardboard, so I thought it was actually just a comic. Which I, of course, would have loved that. That would have been cooler. Even if I never read any of the Loot Crate comics. It's just like, oh, it's at least a comic that's cool to have. But yeah, this one feels even worse than like the last two. Even though the last two weren't really that great, this does feel worse to me, because it's like, the bottle opener, the little Kid Robot thing, and then it's just a poster in it, and it's just like, well, that sucks to me, at least. Even though, as much as I love I truly love the art of the poster, I'm just not going to do anything with that. And the shirt's just okay. Still confused why it's green. Maybe that's just something I'm missing. Maybe, Serpent Society references in there. I don't know. But yeah, I don't really like this one too much. And it's just disappointing because it's literally like, I don't know. I guess it's because of the box. I had different expectations for it. And it's just like, oh, I got the shirt. And then 3 really meh items. Because when you have it, it's really the fact that it's combined like this. Like, I would say, so we have, like, I'm looking at my Night of the Living Dead tote bag. I mentioned in my last review, or last unboxing, this is really small. This is like, you can't carry pretty much anything in this freaking bag. But say this was in this crate. This was here, and the t-shirt's there, and then the poster's there, and you swap out, either the bottle opener or the figure. It'd be like, okay, got the shirt. I would count this as a secondary specialty item, even though it's small. A small tote bag that you probably won't use. It's still cool. It's it's fairly unique. It has Night of the Living Dead. How often are you going to see that on a tote bag? So it's like, okay, I can at least appreciate that. It's literally just the shirt. Like I said, the poster might be exclusive, but I don't really know at this point. And even if it is exclusive, it's still just a small poster. It's not like it's a rolled up poster that's like twice the size, or like none of their posters ever come out like huge. So no matter what, the posters are never. Even when they're cool, it's still always like, yeah, it's still just a small poster though. Like I'm not personally going to frame a poster that's legitimately the size of a sheet of paper. And like I said, that's obviously personal opinion, just like it is for liking different franchises that pop up in the different crates. So, it's all subjective. But I feel like these items are so minuscule that this does not qualify. I mean, heck, I never do this because I always do the year crate. But if we're going based on the money thing, this is probably like the first time I really look at the crate and it's like the kid robot figures cost like maybe $3 or $4 when you're in store, if that. They probably do because everything's overpriced. Because I think $4 for that isn't even worth it. So you got that, and then the same for the bottle opener. That like at most those two items together, personal value. I'm sure they cost more, but personally speaking, these would probably be like I wouldn't be surprised if this was $5 because it is metal. So I could see any random cool looking bottle opener being $5. That I would say is like three something, maybe $4. So altogether, that's $9. The shirt, obviously, any shirt, the cheapest you'll probably get if you get like a special deal, maybe you'll get like $15 on a cool shirt. So sure. And then you got the poster, and it's like I'm sure that would also be charged at that might even be 10 just because it's art and the whole element of that. But when you look at it, it's just like there's this tiny little thing. Again, another bottle opener. This tiny little figure, and it's not like these are the most insane figures. I mean, they're super cheap and hollow plastic, so it is what it is, even if it looks cool. And it's just like one of the few times it feels it feels like there's just not anything in this crate, monetarily speaking. So I don't know. Even the pen kind of sucks. It literally just says Squad. It's not even a reference to another property. It just says the title of the thing, which I don't think they've done in forever. And it looks weird. It's a unique design that says Squad, but it's still like, well, that's lame. That's not as cool as actually having something that's a reference to like Squad or anything like that. So yeah, I'm disappointed in this one. This is not what I would consider a good. Well, I can't say the theme is wrong. Like Squad is a decent theme. Like there's a million things you could do with that. You got the Justice League. They did the Marvel stuff. G.I. Joe. I'm kind of surprised that G.I. Joe was thrown in there. Then South Park. So it's a great theme because you can go with a million properties for squad or group or team or whatever. Because it's like any of those random things. You could just pluck whatever and say it's a team. So it's a great theme to go with. The items just are not that good. They just aren't really good at all. Like they're cool individually, but it's also like this has to be. I mean, obviously, I always have to say the shirts are typically like $20 normal. So generally speaking, you always get your money's worth because crates are 30 now or something. They've gone up from what they used to be because it used to be 13.37. I remember that because it was like the whole nerdy elite speak. But that is not what they cost now, and that's what this should be. This should be 13.37 for sure for this specific crate, without a doubt. But yeah, I don't like this one. I just don't like this one. I feel like it's so cheap. It like just looking at it, I'm like I feel like this is $10 worth of stuff at most because literally it's a bottle opener, a kid robot figure, a tiny poster, and then the shirt. Like I said, obviously if you go, with monetary value, this shirt of course is pretty much $20. But still, that's kind of the point, is that you're supposed to get more than what you pay for. And especially with how much they cost now, this at most is probably like $2 value, extra value or something. So yeah, I definitely don't like this crate. Of course, I would love to know what you guys thought about it. So please put your comments down in the comment section below. Let me know your favorite items, least favorite items. I always ask about rotating stuff. At this point, it's so, like, the items are so dumb, I feel like it's pointless to do that. But if you wanted to rotate something, what would you switch around? I don't know what I would do. I mean, if I could get the image that's on the poster as a shirt, I would love that. I'd probably, like, love the crate solely for the shirt if it happened to be the actual print. I'd probably be, like, losing my mind because I'm like, I think it's a really great piece. So I love that. I would definitely switch the shirt and that. And the poster would have to be something else. I mean, I guess it could be a poster, and that would be I think it would probably be funnier as a poster. Like, it's a poster to be like, hey, make sure you come to the thing, but there's no actual information. It would probably be even better as a poster, just because it would make it funnier. But I would do that, and then the bottle opener and the thing, I wouldn't really care. I probably would switch it just to have a tiny G.I. Joe figure. I'd probably switch it because I would probably like a figure of G.I. Joe more, and then a silly bottle opener of from South Park. So that's probably what I would do, I guess. Yeah, this one just, I don't know, everything's so small. Maybe that's another thing. I mean, like I said, the size doesn't equal value, but when you look at it, and it's just like, the box is huge, and it really could have been like, everything literally could have fit in the tote bag I just had, and it's a small tote bag. and everything that I have could have totally fit in there. And they probably could have for the last 2 crates as well, but everything's legitimately tiny. So it's just like, I'm just not happy with this one. So we'll see. Got a couple more to go. I got to make sure I go online and double check that I canceled that subscription a long time ago. I'm pretty sure I did, but I'm going to have to double check and make sure 100% that I did that. But like I said, want to know what you guys thought about this crate. It's such a disappointment. I'm more disappointed in this than 2 crates ago, because I was like, oh, this crate kind of sucks. I don't like these items. And the last one I thought was okay. And then this one is just like, it's just tiny stuff. I'm like, it just feels super cheap. Like, even if the stuff is bigger, but it's cheap, at least it's like, oh, I can look at it and it's a cool, decent little figure to have. I mean, like the last one came with a freaking, it's a Dracula pencil sharpener. Like a little thing. It's a silly, dumb thing to have. But I do like it. I appreciate this more than most of the stuff in here. I'd still say the poster, even with the shirt, I think the poster's my favorite thing. Just because I like the art design on it. So there's that. But it is what it is. I'm stuck. I'm already here. I thought it was getting better. That's really unfortunate. Because when they were first doing that resurgence, like those first 2 crates, I was pleasantly surprised. I was very happy. And I was just going downhill. It was like, 2 crates ago, I was like, oh man, I'm worried. Then the last crate, I was like, okay, a little bit better. It was a little bit better. And then this one is just worse than 2 crates ago, because it just feels like I got nothing out of this crate. And that box, the deception on this box, now I have to pick it up because I done brought it up so many times. Just the deception on this giant effing box, and the biggest thing in there is the poster. And it's just like, it makes no sense that this is the biggest thing that was in here. And like, that's the spacing on it. So it's like, you got this extra space. It's a large box too. You think there's gonna be like some bigger figure in here or something like that. Whenever you get a box like that, that's what I always think. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like this size box inside of it or something. It's like, no, this is super, super light. And then there's super tiny items, and that's why it's so light. It's huge because it's like, hey, you get 4 cutouts, because everyone cares about those. But that's all I can do. All I can do is ramble and hate on it, because it just sucks. It's tiny. But my personal opinion on it, like I said, definitely want to know yours. So please put your comments down in the comment section below. And of course, thanks for watching.